What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today, I've got something really special for you guys. I've got my buddy Michael here from the channel Truth Under Tension, and I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself to you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, thanks for having me on. First of all, man, I really appreciate it. I'm a fitness channel, yes, but at the same time, and really most importantly, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a career man. I've got a life outside the gym. So really, my channel is geared towards that kind of lifestyle. I've been speaking with Chris over the last at least week or so, and we've been really kind of getting into each other's methodology and our different ways of how we kind of approach fitness. And I think they really align pretty well. So I'm just excited to get on here with you, Chris, and kind of talk fitness with you, talk about your channel, talk about my channel, see what we can do to, come together. I'm trying to build a community. I mean, I feel like you are too. So that's what I'm here to do, man. So thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I think the challenges, like I know you saw the Jason Statham workout video and the Henry Cavill video that I did. And I think like us doing some kind of challenge like that to see who could get the best time or something like that. Some kind of collab like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think we'll do pretty well. But yeah, the biggest difference between us is this guy is natty. He's hardcore natty. And I know you got a lot. If you guys have been watching my channel, I dabble around in low dose testosterone. It's mostly what I stick with, but I've done a little bit of it all. But this guy, he's hardcore natural. He's got a few years on me, but you can't really tell. But yeah, he's actually been in the fitness game a lot longer than I have. So he's got a myriad, and he's got much more knowledge than I do. So I feel privileged to have him on the channel. So
no, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
And his channel is in the description below. And I forgot to add your Instagram, but I'm going to put that in there. So if you guys are watching on the replay, the Instagram handle will also be in the description below.
Sounds good, man. No, and you say I have been doing this for a little while longer than you, and that's fine. But the main thing about me is that if you're not a student of the craft, then really you start really kind of going and regressing. I never claim to know everything. I can learn something from everybody. I've learned things from people who've been lifting for 6 months just as well as I've learned from people who've been lifting for longer than I have. I try to take bits of information from everybody I come across and do my own research on it, and then just test it in the gym, test it into my lifestyle, try to fold it into my life. The thing is effective fitness is only that way if you actually can fold it into your lifestyle and it becomes a habit, and it's not something that becomes a chore. As soon as it becomes a chore, you're going to burn out every single time. Without fail, you will burn out. Fitness lifestyle is about consistency, not intensity, consistency.
What I always tell people is if you're feeling like you're getting to that burnout point, take a break, but never quit. Because just taking a week off, even 2 weeks off, you'll want to go back. You're going to want to come back. You're going to feel like something's missing out of your life. That's how it was for me anyway. Everybody's different. Everybody has different recovery times. Everybody, has different training techniques. But I know that whenever John Meadows passed away, that hit me really freaking hard, dude, because he was one of my biggest inspirations. And I would always, I'd be in his chat and his comments all the time, and he would always respond, dude. He was the most humble bodybuilder out there, I swear. And I feel like half of my training routine come from John Meadows, like the Meadows rows. And, he's just something about it. Yeah, and he was a dad, and he would put his kid on his channel. Did you watch John Meadows?
Oh yeah.
He would have Alexander doing his yo-yo tricks and stuff, man. And
man.
Yeah, I was just like, I admired his patience and just how humble he was. He really was a hero, dude. And there were people that were bashing him in the groups, saying, "Oh, if he wouldn't use saying all this and that." And I'm like, dude, people do what they do to chase their dreams. And if you're going to judge people, then who are you to judge anybody? Basically, is what I was saying. Like you're perfect. Like, oh, you're perfect. So you're so perfect that you can judge John Meadows and laugh at his death, laugh at his family's pain, laugh at his kids growing up without a dad now. And making on something, like that. Whenever he had doctors monitoring, he even had a pre-existing condition that actually led up to it. So, Yeah, it really it hurt
Right.
whenever people were bashing him for that, you know, for chasing his dream, basically.
Well, it's just always been. I've found that it's very easy for people to say things online. I'm sure. I mean, we all know that. You know, there's a filter there, but and we all speak as if we're perfect. But I always say that everybody has their vices. I reserve judgment on everybody. I no doubtedly do things and have habits in my own life that are imperfect, and that somebody would look at me and say, "Man, if you only would just change that. Don't be stupid." And it's not about being stupid. It's just about it's your
It's
life. So
being
just
human is what it
get in the
is.
groove, man. It is. It's being a human. Just get in your groove and do the best you can, because that you really, at the end of the day, only you know if you did the best you can.
Right.
And somebody else's judgment on you really means nothing. So it really depends on how you want to use that judgment. Sometimes it can tear you down. Sometimes it can motivate you. It depends on what mood you're in. But the bottom line is nobody's perfect. We all have vices. If you take PEDs, you take PEDs. I don't care. A
Right.
lot of the fitness people that I follow myself are all enhanced, but they're cool guys. They have tons of knowledge. You can learn tons from people just because they take PEDs and maybe you don't agree with it. That doesn't. I've always said if you don't like it, don't do it.
Right.
But you
This
can't
is my
deny
life.
the knowledge.
It's not your life, you know, it's mine. And the
Right.
biggest the most judgmental people I've found about it are people who had no idea. They don't know anything about PEDs. You know,
Yeah. Yep.
they don't know how they work. They don't know what they do. They think you just poke something into you and you're going to get big, you know.
Nope.
And
Nope.
it's just, and the biggest one I hear is, "Oh, well, if I took that, I'd look like that." No, dude, no,
No.
you wouldn't, because
No. Mm-mm.
biggest thing that I feel like people never know about PEDs is some people are non-responders. They could take a
Yeah.
gram of tren a week and look smaller than I do right now. I look smaller on camera,
Exactly.
freaking tall as hell. But yeah, I've whenever I may even have the picture. Whenever I ran tren for about 6 weeks because I wanted to see what it would do for me, you know, but I ended up having my blood pressure got crazy high. I did a video, this one on the screen right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what my blood pressure was at?
Dude, that's incredible. That's high, man.
Yeah. And John
That's like,
Meadows, he
yeah.
actually responded to my super chat and he allowed me to use his clip from his video in my video. So he was and I would chat with him on Instagram, dude. He was such a cool dude. But yeah, Trent, I'm trying to find the picture of how I remember my delts filled out more than they had ever filled out. And I was just so like, man, why can't they just stay like this all the time?
I know, dude. I know. I
Deltoids are
know.
so difficult to grow. My genetics for my delts are like garbage. Well, that was
Really?
back right there. I can't,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, yeah, see on the right, that's what my delts looked like whenever, uh, yeah, that was like 4 weeks into using tren. And then once the blood pressure got up so high, I was like, okay, it's got to go. But
So
man,
can I admit something to you? Let me admit
yeah,
something
for
to you.
sure, dude. Go ahead.
So check it out. So as far as Delta concerned, because you bring that up and I kind of thinking about it, I'm kind of laughing. So, because I think really what you're kind of alluding to is that genetics plays a big part in what really your physique is going to look like physically, right?
Well,
And what you
it's
can
not
do.
like genetics directly. It's more like your muscle inserts and, you know, just
Yes.
the way your muscle bodies are shaped is.
Of course, of course. So we all hold it differently. We all look different, and some people can grow muscle groups almost just by looking at them, rather than than having to go and lift them. But for me, as far as my delts are concerned, like mine will get away from me. So be honest with you, I rarely train them. But that sucks. That sucks because I love training delts. I've always loved it, and there's a buddy of mine that a good buddy of mine. He was my trainer for a long time. His dude's name is Colin. Hopefully, don't mind me saying his name on the stream. But man, this dude was bad to the bone, right? And this cat was fully natural bodybuilder, cool dude, and all the time when he would be training me, he's like, man, I wish I had delts like that. He's like, man, those are clean. Those are clean. And the thing is they get away from me. You know, it got to where I would be working them just as hard as any other muscle group, and those suckers would be blowing up, man. And I get out of proportion. I can't touch them. I can't touch them. You know, and anyway, it just makes me think about it. It makes me laugh because it's my favorite muscle group to train, but I don't hardly ever train them anymore because I get them as accessories with everything else that I do.
See, I'm the opposite. My traps are what I never have to train because my traps would, you know, get way, you know,
They get out of control.
So the only trap at work I ever do is when I do deadlifts. That's the only time.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, if you're doing deadlift correctly, you're not supposed to, you know, incorporate your traps, you know, tremendous, like overload your traps with the lift. I mean, they do take apart because it's a full body compound movement, you know, but I do deadlifts about every 2 weeks, about every 14 days. Cause I feel like it's a fantastic exercise to just, build not only the strength of your muscles, but your nervous system, like your core. This is what I tell people to do cardio for, you know, to do cardio, because cardio is going to build your endurance, and that's going to translate over into the gym and help you get another rep in, and people just, I've met so many people, they all avoid cardio because they think it's going to kill their gains. And it's actually, it's going to improve your blood flow. It's going to improve you're a cardiovascular specialist. You know it. And it will improve your recovery time. And I noticed a tremendous difference when I started just adding in running a mile, you know, once a week. And then I went out to on leg days, I would run a mile after my workout. And then I got up to running a 5K once a week. I keep looking at the computer screen. I'm really bad about that, trying to look at focus on that. But yeah, the cardio, and I always get off track. I'll let you take back over now.
No, you're good, man. I do the same way. I can just get into a stream of consciousness and keep going. The thing is, if you get me on a subject that I really enjoy and I feel like I have something to offer, I can just go off rambling too, man. It is what it is,
man. That's what it's all about.
So let me ask you this. So I know that you have me on your channel, but let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Eat protein or drink protein?
Are you say eat it? Well, I mean,
you eat it or you drink it?
I mean, I'm not going to act like I don't, you know, eat muscle or drink a muscle milk and stuff, but ideally to get your allotted or your, you know, required amount of protein, if you can by, you know, eating wholesome meals, that would be ideal. I feel like, you know, the protein shakes and stuff are more of like a substitute just to make sure you hit that mark every day. So that's kind of my take on that.
100%, man. 100%. See, we're on the same page. Yeah. You know, and that's the thing about, you know, supplements. And again, I got a stream of consciousness going, but as far as supplements are concerned, if you're, you know, in the fitness lifestyle, you know, the key word is supplement. So I've always said that, you know, try to intake all of your needs, vitamins, minerals, proteins, everything like that, through your diet. And supplementation should be just that. It shouldn't be your primary. You shouldn't be drinking most of your protein or you know, take popping pills for most of your vitamins. Should be around diet. That's really how the body responds best.
Yeah, the one I have the most trouble with, and I wouldn't, if I were single, I would not have trouble, but my omega-3s, because I can eat seafood all week long, dude. I will cook up some flounder, salmon, you know, tilapia, whatever. And my lady, the only one she'll eat is salmon. I have to cook it a certain way, you know, so I don't get to eat very much seafood. But so I use the omega-3s every day. And you know, Ryan, you watch any Ryan Ankrum? You know who he is?
No, I don't.
You'll have to check out his channel. He's pretty cool. But anyway, he's got a supplement. Well, it's Final Boss Performance, but it's his affiliate connection. But they have a supplement called Shield, and it's basically an organ support. Kidney, all the organ, kidney, liver, and heart support. And I use that one. And then the protein powder, I got tired of making protein shakes, honestly. I was using them to gain weight because when I first started, dude, I was tiny. I was freaking a stick, you know, and I just peanut butter. I would dump. I mean, we're talking like 7 servings in the blender, and then I'd throw a banana in there, and then whole milk, and then put protein powder in, and then I would just drink that throughout the day, a full blender. You know, probably 2,000 calories, 100 grams of protein. But yeah, that's how I gained my first. Well, I got up to 200 pounds at one time, but it wasn't a lean 200 pounds. I was getting kind of sick of that. But when I first started, I was just like, get the weight on, you know, because I was so sick. I would always wear collared shirts because I was so, you know, embarrassed by how tiny my shoulders were, how skinny my neck was. If I've got the trying to see if I've got the picture here of the me in 2017 and then me and or 2021. Can't believe 2021's almost over.
That's amazing, man. Time flies.
I feel like since I've had my kids, it's like the fast forward button has been hit.
100%, man. Hold on tight because, I've always said if you want to see how time really flies, how relative it truly is, have kids. I try to enjoy every minute. And my fiance, she's bad about, it'll be easier when he gets older. And I'm like, stop doing that. You know, don't rush it. Let's just, you know, I don't think it's going to get easier. It's going to get more complex. You know, his little mind is already just, you know, firing in all directions. And imagine, you know, even 1 year from now, how much more it's just amazing how fast they learn. And yeah, it's the most rewarding experience by far. And it's definitely good motivation to, you know, set a good example. That's why I didn't want my son growing up having a stick figure as a father, you know, that was on drugs, blowing all the money on bills or blowing all the money on pills, not bills. And then, you know, and then having to worry about him having a roof over his head. But luckily, I mean, between the gym and, you know, just having, and my fiance staying with me, and, you know, and I finally got it together, and I've come quite a long way, and it feels a lot better. I cannot imagine going back to that stressful lifestyle of just waking up every day like, oh, how am I going to find my fix today? And yeah, man,
it was just, and you know, losing our home or getting the power cut off because I blew the dadgum bill money on, you know, it's just, and I try to help other that's one of the purposes of my channel is, you know, to help other addicts realize that you don't have to stay in that lifestyle, man. You can make the decision. No. Nobody can do it for you, but you can do it yourself. You know, like I'm big on personal responsibility. I'm big on there's no outside force that stops you from making adult decisions to better your life. I'm really big on that. That's why all the bull crap going on these days really makes me mad. Everybody wants to blame somebody else for their problems. And I'm like,
yeah, it's not good.
One way or another, you made a decision that put you in that situation that you're in. You may not even realize that you made it, and you may not have meant to make it, but you did make it. One way or another, you're responsible for yourself. That's how my mom did. So I'm like losing my mind over these people that just want to blame, you know, point it's their fault. It's their fault. You know, it's, yeah, we better not get into politics.
No, that's a rabbit hole, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's had my blood pressure up. I'm scared for my kid. I didn't give a damn about politics before I had a kid, and now that I have a kid, I don't want him raising his kid under communism. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep, fair, very fair, very fair.
Yes,
so
sir.
So you're a new father then, right?
Yeah, he was born in May of 2018, 2019. Damn, I'm bad about dates and stuff. I told you I'm bad about names, dates. His birthday is May 27th. I know that, and he'll be 3 in May. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, now you have a higher purpose. Again, just taking it full circle, right back to fitness. Fitness is not something small. It is a lifestyle, and it's something that you want to train through your entire life. And the best way to do that is just to find your groove, get into it, and train, and don't let anybody interrupt it. Don't let somebody tell you how you should or should not be training. If you're happy with your routine, then stick with it. I'm a big proponent of don't making people push hard or trying to motivate someone to push hard. I mean, of course, I love to motivate people. I'm going to have a lot of motivating content I put on my channel, but at the same time, really the only motivation is really going to come within. And I really do believe that because, again, I've been training for over 20 years now, and I've had ups and downs. So I know what it feels like to, to be in the best shape of my life, and then not very soon after be in some of the worst shape, and you hit a low, and you look at these people and you think, oh, whenever they're at their highest, whenever they look sharp and the physique is on point and everything, physically, you think that they're there, they've arrived. That's not the case, man. Fitness also is in the mind. Okay, if you don't have it, if you're not motivated to be better or not motivated to take care of yourself, you're simply not going to do it. The motivation of the mirror can only push you so far.
Yeah.
It can only push you so far. You
Yeah,
really got to find your own lane.
Yeah, it definitely a huge proponent on how you feel. I feel like just, even that first week, that you, as a beginner, that first week, you'll notice a tremendous change in just your natural energy, your natural endorphins, just the way you feel. I mean, and it'll make you want more. And I try to tell people that, and I'm really big on the people who, they say, well, I can't lose weight or something. I've tried everything. You haven't tried everything because you haven't tried putting the fork down, You haven't tried measuring your energy intake and making sure that you're in a deficit. And I've got a whole video laid out and, teaching people how to find their calorie maintenance, how to introduce a small deficit, maybe make a small change. Like if they're drinking regular soda, switch to a diet soda or something that'll knock those calories down and get them, maybe if not into a deficit yet, at least just at maintenance if they're always in a surplus. Just small changes over time, because they build up, and they build up quicker than people would realize, because within just within just a month, just making small changes each week or every 3 days or something, however you want to work it out, will add up. That's how it was for me, because I moved back in with my dad. What happened? It's really ironic because my clean day is the day before Thanksgiving of 2018. So 3 years just hit 2 days ago. But I was booked into jail, dude, for possession of drugs, and I got on the scale at 6'3". I weighed 154 pounds.
Oh man.
And that was my rock bottom. And my old lady, we just found out we had a baby on the way. So she went. Our home is in Arkansas. So she went back home to Arkansas and just kind of left me to figure my shit out, She was she didn't, I guess we were technically still together. She wasn't out running around, but she just went home and went to work. She's never been on drugs or anything. That's why I wanted her in the first place, because she was, I knew because I'd been in a long-term relationship with somebody who was doing all the drugs with me. And I knew that if I wanted to eventually get clean, it took a long time regardless. And she stuck with me through sitting in jail for months and everything. Man, I've got a rock, man. She is my best friend by far.
That's cool.
And we don't agree on like politics and stuff, but I really think that it brings balance. I don't feel like, I think it would be boring if we agreed on everything. And I try to tell her that because she'll just like get savage about it sometimes and get mad, And I'm like, just calm down, okay? We're all people out here trying to make it. We've got different ideas, and that's what really is making me mad about the woke crowd. I don't care. I'll openly say on my channel that woke crowd, I don't give a damn about them. They've got to cut that. It's childish. It really is. Nobody wants to accept responsibility for themselves, and they want to blame everybody else for their problems. And they want to live in this fantasy world and try to make everybody else, abide to their way of living. And if you don't, you're a bigot. I'm like, What? What happened to
Yeah.
acceptance? What happened to being open-minded to other people's ideas? I try to listen to everybody, hear everybody out, and then develop my own perspective, through what makes the most sense to me logically. So, yeah, where I was going with that is basically I've got a hell of a woman, and I don't even want to think about where I would be without her, because she's definitely been tremendously supportive for me. And yeah, she helped me get clean, and she didn't care if she didn't care if I had muscles or anything. I asked her, I was like, are you, once I started making some gains, I was like, does this not, are you not impressed? And she's like, I don't really care. I'm like, well, okay, because when we first met, she was doing yoga like every day. And I mean, oh man, yeah, she could do some insane poses. And since she had the baby, she hasn't been doing it so much. And I feel like that's like she kind of gets a little, anxious and depressed sometimes. And I feel like if she would get back into that yoga, I bought her the yoga mat and stuff, but something about having the kids, man, it does something to them, and I can't, it's like I said earlier, I can't force her to do it. All I can do is just say, here, I'll take the kid and we'll go to the park so you can have some time to yourself and, to do what you, and she's really gotten into drawing lately. So, and she, she's got an outlet and she's happy. I don't care, she's not fat.
No,
She still looks fine. She's always going to be gorgeous to me. So
absolutely. It's all about being healthy. Thing is, everybody has a different body shape, and I don't want to sound like too silly, because I'm not saying that we should accept, morbid obesity and other things and call that beautiful, because in reality, it's not. And
I mean, I will say I fully agree with you, but I will say there are some of those, really, really big girls, and they're gorgeous in the face, but I mean, if you can't you can't even tell if you got it in or not. How in the hell are you going to even? I mean, I don't see how people get turned on by that. I'm like, come on, guys.
It's, again, I just always go back to, it's a matter of health. Of course, these people, it's hard to explain. It's like, when I'm talking about, like, really, if we're just speaking about just morbid obesity, right? We're just talking about, it's not a matter of opinion. Morbid obesity is dangerous. It doesn't mean that I don't like you. It doesn't mean that you're not beautiful per se. You could be beautiful per se and be morbidly obese, right? But it shouldn't be glorified, is what I guess I'm getting at. Because I agree with you. I've seen some morbidly obese, women. I see them in the face. I'm like, wow, man, you're a good-looking girl. I hope you take care of yourself so you can be around a little bit longer. Because the thing is no matter what, it's just a fact of the matter. I'm not saying that I dislike them or they're less of a person than me. They have a vice. I have a vice. Okay.
Right.
Theirs just so happens to be food. And it's sad. And so I think that whenever we have those unhealthy addictions, and then when we expect the community around us to not just accept the person, because I've always accepted
I'll accept
morbidly obese.
When you're forcing,
but I won't glorify it. I won't congratulate it. I won't pump you up. It's not healthy. That's it. And there's really no arguing there. Of course, someone can always argue with me on those points. And it's in this day and age, the argument would be very staunch, and they would cancel me. But it's a fact of the matter.
They can try. They can try to cancel me, dude. I don't give a damn. I'm not big enough to get canceled. If anything, they would blow my channel up. If they tried to cancel like one of us, they would just end up exposing us to more people that agree with us, and we would just blow up. So I wish they would try to cancel me.
Hopefully so, because ultimately it's not coming from a place of hate or disgust or phobia of any sort like that at all. It's just simply a matter of health. Simply a matter of health.
Man.
Yeah.
Nobody's scared of you, I hate that. You're transphobic. You're big, no, nobody's scared of you, dude. We just You know, we follow the science, you know, the actual science, not the science that you guys try to say is science because you made it up in your head and now you're calling it a fact. But
yeah. I mean, I've always been a compassionate person. You know, everybody is their own human being, and we all have our issues. Nobody's perfect. The last guy that was perfect, they crucified him. So, you know, I'm not perfect, and neither is the next guy or the next lady. But all we can try to do is just be our best. And I've said that to my kids a million times. Daddy's gonna make a million mistakes, and I'm going to continue to make mistakes. But all I want them to know when they grow up, I tell them, I just want you to know that Daddy tried his best. You just only can do your best. And I think at the end of the day, when you lay your head on the pillow at night and it's dark in the room and it's just you and your thoughts, you know if you did your best. And so maybe fooling yourself during the day on social media when you got everybody pumping you up with, your bad habits per se. But really, when you lay your head down, you know if you did your best or not. And that's all I'm trying to do with my channel and my community. I'm trying to build. I'm just asking people just to simply do your best, and then maintain that with consistency. And I assure you, consistency is undefeated, and you can be too. You absolutely can be too if you employ consistency in your life, and I mean that in any direction. And the funny thing about consistency, you can go to my channel right now and I have a video explaining just what I'm saying right now, but it triggers my thoughts. So consistency goes either way. It's undefeated. And what I mean is you can consistently perform a bad habit. You can consistently, let's say, smoke.
Yeah.
You will win. You will win in smoking. You will win.
Smoking will win.
But my point is to say, if you do something consistently, it will win. Consistency always wins. It's undefeated. Eventually, in the end, you're going to get a result. Consistency breeds results. So it's just a matter of what you choose to do consistently. If you consistently pick up the fork and put those sugars in your mouth, you will consistently gain weight and then consistently get diabetes and consistently die early. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But if you choose to change the direction of consistency, you can manipulate it. It's a beautiful thing, man. If you choose to change the direction of consistency, it will work then in your favor. And everybody makes choices every single day. And you're on a path and you consistently make choices and you will head in one direction or another. Consistency doesn't lose, man. I'm telling you, it doesn't lose.
That's a damn good point. I like the way you put it too. It's a very wise, way of describing it, because it even falls back to what I was saying. It's your decisions. It's the decisions that you make that put you in the situation that you find yourself in. Even if, say, you're in the car with some one of your friends or something, and you're in your car, right? This has actually happened to me. And the guy that's with you you get pulled over and the guy throws the drugs under the seat. I caught that charge because it was in my truck, right?
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have been around the dude. It was my fault. I shouldn't have been hanging out with that dude. I should have known better, But live and learn. I was 18, and I just turned 18. I had never been in trouble in my life, and I'd been 18 for less than a month, and I got put in jail, dude. I remember that. It was. And that was just the beginning of the whole. I was really partying, mostly alcohol and stuff, until I moved down to Little Rock and started partying. And then I was partying and doing cocaine and stuff. And then I found opiates for hangover relief. I was taking hydros and stuff because I could go to work the next day and I'd be fine. I'm like, all right, let's do it. I just partied all night, but I don't give a damn, because I was still young, and that's how I got bad into the opiates. But when I was 21, my mom, I guess she had hypertension. She would never go to the doctor or anything, so we don't really know. All we know is she would have headaches, but she had an aneurysm and was just gone. Nobody knew anything was wrong. My youngest brother was only 10, but my mom was my best friend, dude. I could call her, 3 a.m, crying over some bitch that just broke up with me or whatever, and she would talk me down off the ledge, and she always knew exactly what to say. Like, she was my rock. And I'd come back home because I failed, you know, partying and stuff. Eventually, you're not going to be able to pay your, you know, had to move out and learn, and you know, and I couldn't pay my rent, and I had to move back home. So I'd cleaned up, and
Yeah.
I'd started going to college, and then when my mom passed away, dude, it was just like I just went off the deep end, and then I got worse into my addiction than I'd ever been before. And it's not an excuse, you know. I should have handled it better. I should have been more responsible in the way. It's my fault, you know. It's not. I'm just saying, I didn't know how to handle it. Right. The only way I knew how to take the pain away was the way the way I knew before to take the pain away, you know. And I'd even been working out and stuff. Some I'd built up. I'd gotten up to like 190 pounds. So you know, for me, that's not big by any means, but I was at a healthy weight. And yeah, I remember just the day that happened. I even went to work that day. I was in such shock that I just got up and went to work. And everybody's like, "What are you doing here?" And I was just like, I mean, I feel like my mom would have wanted me to come to work, so I'm here. I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
But as it started to sink in, you know, I didn't know how to handle it. And then yeah, and I say all the time that the gym and my kid are what saved my life, because I was just,
Yeah, man.
you know, I would have ups and downs, but I was on a steady decline, you know. And like I said, when I stepped on that scale in that jail and I was 154 pounds, and I was like, and I knew I had the kid on the way. Yeah, that was the day of reckoning for me. I knew I was just.
Man.
I found a plane ticket and I got back home, and I was still drinking beer. So because I mean, I didn't even have access to any pills or anything like that. So I was working for a gas station. I would buy beer. So I was drinking beer still sometimes, but I was working out, and sometimes I would drink like 3 or 4 beers and then just work out. I was still working out at home because I was just getting started, you know, so I could build a foundation with push-ups and stuff. And eventually I bought a weight bench, but, yeah, I was working out, and eventually I was, you know, just as I was trying to progress, I noticed that the alcohol was kind of impairing my gains. So I just slowly weaned myself off. And now maybe I'll have a glass of wine every 2 months or so with my old lady or something, but I don't even care. I don't even, you know, I'm not really interested in going out and drinking. You know, my so-called old friends, they all, you know, they bitch at me about it. They act like I'm the asshole because I don't want to go out and party. And I'm just like, dude, I've got a family now, you know, like it's time to grow up, right? I'm almost like,
Yeah. No, that's real stuff, man. I mean, again, that you're really kind of, you know, you're telling your stories and whatnot. And the thing is all I can keep thinking is that, you know, this is just as much a mental game as it is a physical one, man.
oh,
You know,
man.
if you got your demons and you don't know how to handle them or how to give them an outlet, they'll find one, and whether it's healthy or not. And
Yeah.
so you have to just be self-aware. I think self-awareness is huge, to know kind of when you've started to take the wrong turn. Now, again, we've all made bad decisions. We've all taken wrong turns somewhere, but it's a matter of, are you able to course correct before it's too late?
Yeah.
Some folks can't, and so really my motivation is to give people hopefully a turning point, just a voice, someone to listen to and say, okay, and maybe they can take a turn off something that I've said. And you know, it's really become important to me since I've had my own children, right? So before you have your kids, you know, you got no responsibility. You know,
Right.
the only responsibility is yourself. So you can go screw up, and it doesn't affect anybody but yourself. But as soon as you realize your life is more than just your day to day, right? More than just what you just did to yourself that day, and you have children that look to you and don't just do what you say; they do what you do. You know, you lead by example. I mean, your words do carry weight, but trust me, they watch you more than they listen to you. My kids don't listen to me. Kids don't listen; they watch.
Yeah.
So they're fun, they're amazing, but they're huge they're a huge source of really wisdom for me, you know. And I'm not saying that my kids directly teach me that, you know, of course that they don't, they're just children. I'm the one guiding and teaching them, but just in how they act and react to me and the things that I do and how that affects them in their life. All I want to do is I just want to try to help other people in a positive light, because I realize that, you know, we all of us are in this together.
Yep.
And the thing is, you know, we can either get along or not, but it's whether we're miserable or not. You can just not get along and be completely miserable, or you can just try to help one another and raise each other up, and also give a realistic view of the world, and specifically the fitness world. And I think that's what you and I are trying to do.
Yeah.
We're trying to give a very realistic view of the fitness world. No fluff.
Actually, the most recent upload, like regular upload, I think I did was exposing all these ads, all these, you know, magic pills that people say, you know, you'll get shredded in 30 days. If you buy my workout program, you'll get shredded, you know, and it's just ridiculous claims, you know, and people are buying it up. They're making a killing, and it's legal, you know, and it's like, gosh, what? And I'm just trying, I wish people would just listen. But the problem is there's so much misinformation out there that it's hard to figure out who to listen to. I know that whenever I first started, when I first started getting into fitness, I was watching Athlete X. I was watching Jeff Cavalier, and he has got good information. But once he got exposed for using fake weights and trying to act like he was stronger than he really was, and I was just like, okay, if he'll lie about that, what else is he going to lie about? And that's why I'm totally honest. Like, I even did a video recently of talking about mental health, how I've been going to a therapist and how they've been going through all these different medications. I haven't been consistent in the gym for like the past month because it's just some days they've had me on 7 different meds in the past 2 months. And it's basically just a mind fuck, because they have to, it's basically trial and error. They have to just throw whatever at you until they find one that works. And so I've been dealing with that. And I try to just be honest with my audience about it, you know, like my biggest concern is people, you know, when I admit that I've used anabolics and stuff, is like, what, you use anabolics to get that? Like, you know, and I'm like, well, I mean, I just, once you drop back down to a cruise dose and you're not, you know, it's just, you're not going to stay. They're not what everyone thinks they are. You know, steroids are not, I mean, some people, it really depends on genetics. It depends on how you're going to respond. Some people can get huge natural, but they don't respond to anabolics. So they might get a little bit bigger using anabolics. Some people, I was hoping I was one of these people, won't get very big natural, but they use anabolics and they blow up like a balloon. And then you got people like Big Ramey who they check all the boxes. You know, he can get big natural. You know, that dude is a freaking monster, over 300 pounds, like 5%, you know, on stage. I just can't. Man. I just,
and there's no silver bullet. I think really that's almost what I'm kind of taking from what you're saying. There's no silver bullet. This is a recipe. There's a lot of ingredients that go into this, and they all have to come in together, or it just don't taste right. You know, I know it sounds a little corny, but it's the truth.
No,
you know, there's a lot that goes into it.
And one of those ingredients that people like, I don't hear it mentioned very often, but stress. I feel like there's been days when I was telling you that they've had me on those medications. There was day I felt like I lost 10 pounds in one day, just because stress can be such a hindrance on it. I really do believe it induces muscle protein breakdown, because I will get on the scale and I'll be smaller. I don't feel like, and I'll feel weaker. Bench press is my weakest lift, but I usually work out with like 5x5s with 185. And I couldn't, there was a day last month and I barely got 175 for 3 reps. And I was just like, what in the hell is going on here? And it's just like, it's so, I mean, the mental health aspect of it has a lot more to do with it than people like to give credit for. They think you just go to the gym and, you know, lift the weights and you're going to get big. And it's like, no, you got to definitely, And I was trying to tell people, not to do what I did, as far as the anabolics, if they were planning on using it. You watched the video. I think you commented on it. Think about, just think about it. I mean, I know how it's, I know how appealing it looks. I know how you think you're just going to take some gear and all of a sudden you're going to be a beast, right? And that's what I know that feeling all too well. But just if you can just have the discipline to get your diet in order first, make sure you hit your natural limit first, and make sure you're not, 20 years old, for instance. You got kids out there on trend, teenagers, running trend these days. And you just, because you don't know how you're going to respond to it until you do it. And then once you do it, you've already suppressed your natural testosterone level. So you'll never get that back. You might get close, but you'll never get, the natural level that you had before back. And that's why my doctor just told me that TRT would be best. It's a pain in the ass to have to pin every 5 days, but it is what it is. It's just kind of routine now.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bother me. I don't care if people judge me for it. I've never really cared what people think about me. I want people in my community that understand, and I want to help people to understand.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It makes sense. So, question, just a small change of gear. I'm curious. What fitness, guys do you follow on a regular basis? Like where you go to check out just, your fitness entertainment or your knowledge and kind of pull from it? Who do you follow?
I really like Simon Miller. Simon Miller, he's from the UK. I don't know if you've seen him, but I really like Simon. He's a natty. I like Greg Doucette. A lot of people hate on him because of his voice, but I feel like he's blatantly honest. I don't agree with him on all things, but I feel like he's going to tell you what's on his mind. And I do believe that a lot of his information is accurate because he's been there and done that. He's done something like 30 bodybuilding shows natural, and then he then got enhanced after. He was like he was really hardcore anti-anabolics until he hit his natural limit, and he was like, okay, I guess it's time. Basically. But and then Ryan Ankrum, I mentioned him. I watch How to Beast. David How to Beast is his channel name. He's got 1 million subs, but I don't really watch him for fitness advice. I watch him because I think he's a cool dude. I like his video formats and stuff, and I think he does a lot of content for single guys to help them pick up women. Gotcha. And my fiance, she'll be like, why are you watching that? And I basically tell her because the chase is never over, babe. Chase is never,
never
because
ends.
Once the chase is over, everything just gets. It feels like what was the word I was going to use? It just feels like it's routine, like no interest anymore. And I always want to. I want to keep chasing her for the rest of my life, so that I can always try to make her happy, which is making a woman happy is one of the great mysteries. But all we can do is try.
Code. The Da Vinci Code, man. So so the kind of guys that I follow and pull from are going to be. Thing is I really like Athlete X, of course. I think a lot of people would say that. I mean, the dude's probably he's got to be the biggest fitness, channel out there. He's got to be.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't found one bigger.
He knows what he's doing.
He's undeniably knowledgeable. When he got himself mixed up in the whole fake weight stuff.
Yeah, well, why did he do that?
I don't know. The thing is I don't care. I wish. I don't know. I have so many different, I guess, mixed feelings about that, but I just don't care, because the thing is that it never takes away from what his actual knowledge was. Now, if he was being silly and using fake weights, whatever, that's just being silly. I almost want to be like, dude, really, why? I mean, but ultimately, who cares? Does it mean that he uses fake weights? Does it mean he doesn't know what he's talking about? That's not the case. He knows what he's talking about. So you can't deny him. So, I mean, I follow dudes like him. Ryan Humiston, I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Man, he's awesome. He's awesome, dude. I like him. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I don't know, man, because I've really only heard Greg's side of the story half the time, so I really don't really know. I can't
Oh, did
say.
they have
Well,
something? Did
I
they
have
have a beef
watched
or
it.
something?
I thought that I'm pretty sure Coach Greg and Humiston
Mm-mm.
have had some beef before, or at least I know. Hold on, give me just a second. I'll screen share it and I'll pull it up because I'm pretty sure that Coach Greg and Ryan Humiston they went back and forth a little bit, and
I have no idea. I have no idea. You
but
know, little personal beefs I couldn't care less about. You know, the guys. I'm looking for guys who have knowledge and who know what they're doing. But I'll get to my point though, right? So that I'm running through this. So I'm hearing you, the guys you follow, the guys I follow. You know, I got Ryan Humston, I got Athlete X, I've got a guy named Johnny Shreve. He's a cool cat. He's a bodybuilder out in Canada, I believe.
I
Yeah,
love Johnny Shreve, bro.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love
He's
it. I
cool.
mean,
He's a
his
cool
channel is
dude.
so underrated.
Yeah, man, he's awesome, man. He's a cool dude, and his knowledge is undeniable. So, but as I run through, you know, the guys that I follow, let's see, that's Athlete X, Johnny Shreve, Ryan Humiston. I know that there's a couple more. I like the dude. You got his shirt on. I forget his name, but I follow him too.
Oh, the
Um,
Baldejo? Yeah. Simon.
so ultimately, when it all comes down to it, except for oh man, I forgot his name again. Yo, you got to.
Simon Miller.
Yeah, Simon Miller. God dog. Except for Simon Miller, everybody is enhanced,
Yeah.
right? So and I don't. There's no disrespect. Again, I'm in reality. I get it. You know, some guys are enhanced, some aren't. But the difference is in my channel and in your channel, I'm trying to give realistic results, right? Because ultimately, people watch with their, you know, they're interested in what their eyes see first. Now,
Mhm.
it's like going into a doctor's office and he's, you know, morbidly obese and a chain smoker, and he tries to tell you how to be healthy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
they don't match. They don't match. So the same thing happens whenever an ultra jacked dude stand in front of you, and you're just a regular dude, which 99% of us
Right.
are sitting there, and it gives unrealistic expectations, and it's not there. I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to tell Ryan, "I'll stop taking what you're taking." I'm not going to tell Johnny, "Stop, you know, taking." He's not going to. He's got his own goals.
Right.
But what I'm saying is it gives an unrealistic expectation, and so whenever uh, folks who just get into fitness, new to it, not like you and I, they'll try to go get that, and when they can't, they quit.
Yep.
And I'm
Yep.
not trying to have my people quit. The thing is, I need them
That's
to look at me every day and see this is what happens when you just do this every day. Not I don't work out literally every day, but this is what happens when you just work out consistently. You know, there's no gear involved here. It's purely diet and exercise, and I don't have a perfect diet. That's a beautiful thing. You know, as I grow my channel and I put more content out, I'm going to put stuff on a diet and everything on my diet and be honest and upfront, so that people aren't intimidated by it. A diet is extremely intimidating for a lot of people, and they
yeah.
think you have to have this perfect diet. Heck no, dude. I'm telling you
No.
right now, I have pizza every Friday night with my family for
Dude,
movie night.
my
I
maintenance is so
grub,
high
dude.
that I have to eat garbage food just to get my fucking just to get it to maintenance. And I'm trying to be in a surplus right now. So yeah, I know all too well. I just
It's
try to
just
make sure that I do get my nutrients and my vitamins in as well. But after that, you know, if I'm still under my calorie goal, then it's French toast sticks and,
yeah, man.
whatever. But yeah, I totally agree with you. It just comes down and people that say, oh yeah, let me show you this real quick. I just want to show you
Yeah.
the video. I'm going to screen share just real fast. And
While you're pulling that up, let me tell you a good little thing that I say a lot and that it sticks with people. I think is I live by an 80-20 rule, man. If 80% of the time my diet is clean and on point, I don't care about the other 20%. I don't sweat it. And I think that's what a lot of people should adopt something like that to where the majority of your diet and exercise is on the good side. then if that's the case, don't worry about what's on the bad side. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. See, he's got like
Okay.
he's got this one from 9 months ago. It's he basically just calls it. He says that his information is inaccurate, and I'm sure that the main reason that I liked Greg, the reason I started watching him is because he was honest. He was telling people, look, you're seeing these dream physique, these fitness influencers, and you think you're going to get there in a year. And he basically tells them, this is 10 years or 20 years of work. And you'll be in genetics play. People love to deny genetic. It's always the people that have good genetics that want to deny genetics matter.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And he tells them, look at your dream physique, as long as it's not, freaking Ronnie Coleman or something. And you can get halfway there. Aim for halfway there so that your expectations aren't too high. And, I hated Coach Greg when I first found him because I was watching Athlean X and I was like, here's some whiny little dude that's just talking shit about Athlean X, And then I started listening to what he had to say and I was like, well, this dude's making some sense, and that was back. He had 60,000 subscribers and now he's over 1 million now. So I've been watching Greg for a while. I was hoping he would. I applied to be an affiliate for his new supplement thing, but I guess I'm not on his radar yet. So gotta build my channel up some more first. But I did get my merch shop up. I'm freaking stoked. My shirt hasn't. I've ordered some for myself, but it hasn't come in yet. But
that's cool, man.
Yeah, it's I watch. Do you watch any like YouTube creator content?
I do.
You watch Nick Nimmin?
Who's that?
Nick Nimmin.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I joined his the Nimminati, channel membership. Yeah. It's only $5 a month, dude. And once a week we do a Zoom call where we just he'll review your channel and tell you where you need improvement, dude. He's a cool cat. I freaking love him. And his brother too. His brother's really cool too. D Nimmin. He does mobile creator content.
That's
but
cool.
Yeah, dude, cool. I see we got 4 people in here. Why don't y'all holler in the chat so I can see who we got?
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Hell, my past couple streams I haven't gotten very much traffic, so 4 people watching, that's pretty good. Oh, somebody ran away. Get back in here.
You scared them off, man.
I know. I was just I just wanted to see who was in here. I know I got a couple people that come by. Oh, they got somebody. Oh, it's Luis. What's up, Luis? Appreciate you for watching, bro. But yeah, let's see. Where were we? We were talking about Greg Doucette. There are other fitness influencers. There's who else? There's another one that I watch. There's a couple more. I know Johnny Shree.
I watch Jeff Nippert as well. He's awesome.
I like Jeff, but he started talking about politics at one point on his Instagram, and I was just like,
yeah, I don't get into it.
What's up, bro? Oh,
I don't get into it.
These must be your people. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys.
Oh yeah. That's my cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Junior Boomer, what up? What up? I appreciate you guys for stopping by.
What up?
And I don't want to say your name wrong. LaDania?
Ladina, it looks like.
Ladina?
Yeah, it looks like Ladina.
Well, I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm absolutely stoked that we have viewers on our stream,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So, we got some folks in here and, I'm sure that they're really going to want to hear about, what our channels are doing.
Right.
What are you trying to do with your channel, man? I mean, I know you kind of asking me all the questions, but I'm going to shoot one at you and then let's just start talking, man. I mean, what's your end goal here? What, do you want to just stay a small YouTuber and kind of do your thing? Or are you trying to do something, trying to build something?
Well, the thing, I never planned for my channel to just explode and have 1 million subs or anything, but the way I've looked at it is if I can help one person who's an addict on drugs or something, or just in a bad lifestyle altogether, feel like they're stuck in a rut, and if I can help one person to get to realize that they can take control of their own situation and make changes and make their life better, then I've achieved my goal. But I've also looked into, as far as making a career out of it, you can have 10,000 subs and do affiliate marketing and make $50,000-$60,000 a year. So I'd be happy to get, and I know for a fact, if I just consistently keep doing what I'm doing, within 2 or 3 years, I will be at 10,000 subscribers. So really, I mean, I don't expect to blow up, and get massive. My channel be huge, but if it does that, I mean, that would be fantastic. But I feel like, there's so many fitness influencers out there. There's hundreds and hundreds of, fitness channels, but I feel like what's unique about mine is that I'm kind of trying to do the addict to athlete perspective on it. Yeah. And then just be more honest, just try to be honest with my audience, and not, tell them, not try to sell them a supplement and say this supplement is what gave me this. That's what I see. A lot of bigger influencers, they'll sell out, and that's another thing I admire about Greg is he didn't sell out. He created his own supplement company.
Right.
But, I mean, he did, he's selling the cookbooks, but you see a lot of the Gymshark athletes, and I hate to knock on Gymshark, but you see a lot of just the influencers basically selling out. Like I said, they'll have a supplement company say, hey, say that you used our supplement and we'll give you this money, or we'll give you, whatever this sponsorship, and people do it, and they say that this supplement is how I achieve this. And I just don't want to do that. I've said in my description, it says of every video, it says that I vow to my community that I will always be honest with you guys, and I will not try to sell you some bogus supplement and say that it's going to get you jacked when it's not, because supplement is going to make actual supplements like creatine, protein powder make up maybe 10 to 15% of what goes of the recipe, like we were discussing earlier.
Now, so supplements are just that. They're supplements. We have to remember there's no silver bullet. We said that before earlier in the stream, but I mean, I can't repeat that enough. The thing is there is no one pill or shot or anything you can take that is going to really flip your whole fitness, career or your fitness ability upside down. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, you're sure right. We got a question in the chat though. I think I'm going to let you take this one. Any advice for someone that has worn out joints and hardware in their back body?
Yeah, man. No, it's it looks like that's from Blackbeard. Yeah, man. Appreciate the question, man. So, to be honest with you, this dude, first of all, I'm just going to tell you that he is a veteran. So I want to say thank you for your service. Anybody's on the stream, we got a veteran in here in the stream. So really, he worked his butt off and broke his body for this country. So yes, when you're injured, and specifically what he's saying is, his joints are wore out and his back is basically blown, right? I mean, dude gets around just fine, but of course, I'm not going to go ask him to do a deadlift. That's crazy. So really, if someone walked into my gym, if I had a buddy come in, heck, if I had him come into my gym and we went to work out, the thing is it's all about tiny baby steps. And I know that may sound, maybe you've heard that before, but when someone comes in and they're that beat up and you don't want to risk any further injury, actually you want to do is strengthen it. We need to figure out what movements do feel good. So to me, where I would personally start, if it was me in that position, I would start doing some stretches at home all by myself. And I know that I'm not asking you, I'm not going to say that that's your workout. What I'm saying is you want to see the limits of your body. And there's a big difference between a stretch and pain. And so when you experience pain, you cannot do that movement. You need to go and work around it. And what we all have to remember, and including Blackbeard here, we have to remember, I'm sure he knows this. I know this dude, he's a trip. But what we have to remember is that there's always something we can do, okay? Until we're in the ground, you can do something. Mm-hmm. So, and I think if you really wanted to do something, you'd find a way. And I know Blackbeard enough to know that when he really wants something, he goes and gets it. Well, the same thing applies here. But if it were me, my advice would be to, at home, before I even touched a weight or anything, I'd stretch. I do body stretches all over the place. See what movements I can do without any pain. Maybe once I do that, then you start applying weight to it, right? Apply resistance.
Well, I was going to just recommend maybe like yoga, maybe like some light core yoga. What do you think about that? Because I think that yoga helps in recovery as far as bodybuilding, because it stretches the muscles out and helps them recover better. I take one rest day where I don't do anything a week, and if I could get some yoga in, I feel like it really helps. But I've been working with my chiropractor lately. But I'll let you continue. But I just wanted to ask Blackbeard, what kind of training are you interested in getting into? Are you wanting to do like bodybuilding, or just kind of like CrossFit, or just kind of get in shape, or what kind of training?
That's an excellent question, because I was just about to kind of comment on that. It also matters on what your goals are. It obviously, if you have a back that you've blown out, and you've got to repair it enough to get around your day to day and have a good life, but be a power lifter, right? There are certain things that there's limitations. So you got to figure out what your goals are. And I think, I don't know, if I had to guess, hopefully Blackbeard will answer your question of kind of what his goals are. But if I had to guess with him, he just wants general strength training. Best thing you can do for that is, again, like I say, you got to start out and you got to know what movement you can do properly without any weight, with no resistance. Figure out what hurts and just simply what stretches. Okay. And then you start to apply the resistance and you build the strength up. And the thing is what's beautiful about the body is, it's equally as fragile as it is extremely durable, right? There's this weird balance, but the body can adapt, and it can adapt very well. If you have joints, like his joints, he said, were blown out, just worn out and beat up. That's fine. That's why we have our muscles around those joints. And if you build up the strength of those muscles, you will actually relieve the joint itself. Okay. So let's see. It said exactly.
Yeah, to gain some.
Yeah, to gain what he's lost. So yeah, I mean.
So he's already got muscle memory working in his favor.
He's got muscle memory.
And keep this in mind. There have been people that one specific story, I don't remember all the details. I remember this guy was in a plane crash and he barely survived, but he was in the hospital, and the doctors all told him he would never walk again. And he basically told them bullshit. And I think it was something like 6 months later, he walked out of that hospital.
Yeah, man.
By himself. Yeah, man. So don't let anybody convince you that you're just stuck because of this situation. I do believe that you can get your gains back. At least
you're never stuck. You're never stuck. And this dude, first and foremost, he's a veteran. So obviously he knows what hard work is, right? He knows how to get in and get the job done no matter what. So let's be clear on that. So, I mean, again, I'm just going to say it. My advice is to get and stretch and figure out what your limitations are on your range of motion. Then you start applying resistance to those particular motions that you're able to take care of, in a healthy way. And you will begin to regain that muscle right back. Your muscle memory is brilliant. It's beautiful, especially if you're one of the guys who did work out hard when they were young, had some size, had some bulk on them. Oh, the memory's still there. Trust me, brother. Trust me. Just get in and start working light up. Who cares what the weight is, man? It doesn't matter. I can tell you right now, I can go grab a weight right now on the stream, and I can grab 5 pounds and I can kill myself with it. There's always a way. There's always a way. It's not just heavy weight that works up and that can tear you down. I can get a 5 pound weight right now. And I can show y'all. Within 5 minutes, I'll be burnt out and done. So it's not just heavy. It's about resistance and being able to control it and make that muscle work. The muscle don't give a crap what the number is on that weight. I know most of us have heard that before, but it's true. Muscle don't know what the number is on that weight. It just knows it has to work to pull what you're expecting it to do. And so grab a 5-pound weight and tear your butt up, man. It'll work.
Yeah. And yeah, just make sure you're taking, I mean, I'm sure he's already taking fish oil and stuff like that to help just lubricate the joints.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's on it. Yeah, that's a good question, man. I appreciate that question, Blackbeard.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah,
you ain't the only one in that boat.
Definitely not. And thank you again for your service, man. I truly have tremendous respect for our troops, and I want to thank you.
Huge respect, man. Huge respect. These guys give it all.
Definitely. It takes a lot of courage. It really does.
Yeah, man.
Got more. Oh, no, I deleted something. I didn't mean to delete.
Yeah, what else we got, man? I love good questions, man.
Blackbeard said, my surgeon told me he will see me again, and I don't want a repeat.
Gotcha. Well.
Oh, man. Big love, bro. Big love for sure.
Yeah, man.
So we're trying, we'll go back to this one. So we're trying to avoid having to go back through surgery, basically. So what kind of routine, what kind of stretches, workouts, preventative measures, basically?
Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. So here's the thing. First and foremost, I'm going to say that surgeons, doctors, and all these medical professionals, let's be clear, they're smart, they're brilliant for their expertise, okay? But they're not Jesus Christ, okay? So these guys are taught all their lives, this is how they fix problems. So a surgeon has been taught, this is how we fix the problem. But it's not always what's going to fix the problem. It's not always the only solution, rather, I should say. It is a solution, but it's not the only one. So for someone like Blackbeard, when he has a surgeon basically look him in his eyes and say, oh, I'm going to see you again. Well, yeah, you'll see him again if you continue to just not do anything for yourself and continue down the path of really being broken. You can be broken, physically broken, and you can come to that realization. But you don't have to be mentally broken. And the thing is, you can build up your body as strong as you want it, and you might not ever see that surgeon again. It's about building the muscles up around the joints. I'm not trying to, supersede what the doctor says. Maybe someday you'll see him again, but maybe it's 10 years later than he ever thought. You can stave off a whole lot of stuff too, just through diet and exercise and a good, healthy fitness lifestyle. For someone who's genuinely injured, not dudes that like me or something, I've got a little kink in this shoulder and this, that, and the other, but true injuries. That takes a different approach. What you got?
I'm showing him my omega-3 that I take. I just take this one twice a day. He was asking about supplements.
Okay.
So he said loaded question, supplements, and then he said necessary and what kinds. So the omega-3s, these will help, your joints. You can get them at Walmart. You can order them off eBay, Another supplement I'm out of right now, but I'll show you the bottle. I'll be right back. You talk to him.
Yeah,
Michael.
I got you. So no, Blackbeard, I'm just going to continue to say that, you very well may see your surgeon in the future again. But there's no reason why you can't stay that off for a lot longer period of time than he ever expected. I do believe, the lucky thing is I know you, we know each other, on the stream. So lucky thing is we know each other. I know you, and I know that you're capable of working through and getting stronger and avoiding the knife again. And the best way to do it is to just get up and start moving. As soon as you resign yourself to the quote unquote fact that you are injured and broken and you will see a surgeon again, then that's exactly what's going to happen. And so, man, it's about getting your mind right, getting it straight, and going ahead and just seeing what you can do. And it's really about swallowing pride, because guys like us, if we were injured like that, we could only look back in our past and say, man, I used to be benching 350, deadlifting 500, squatting 450, and then now you're hurt, genuinely injured, and you can't even dream to put that weight up. So it's about swallowing that down and saying, "Okay, I'm not going to be what I used to be." But you don't want to be what you used to be, right? You want to be what you want to be improving. You want to be something different tomorrow, not what you used to be. Who the heck wants to look in the rearview mirror and be what they used to be? You know, you can be something better tomorrow. You can be a man that has figured out how to train himself into being strong and telling people exactly all your ailments. Now you can, that's a source of pride. You can say, yep, I got pins and needles all through my back. My joints are blown, but check me out. You know, what's more inspirational than that? To me, I can't give that kind of inspiration. I'm not genuinely injured like that. I can only give, you know, the inspiration that, you know, I'm a dad, I got a life outside the gym and I can do it that way. But there's a way.
Definitely. Yeah, you saying. I'll let you read that one. But this is the supplement that I was telling you guys about, the heart, kidney, and liver support. I feel like I'm just gonna guess, Blackbeard, that since you know you have those problems, that you're probably using some kind of some kind of pain relief medicine that's gonna be hitting your kidneys and liver. And I feel like that Shield supplement, it's from Final Boss Performance. But you can go to Ryan Ankram's channel and click on any of his videos and use that link and get 15% off. But I feel like it would help counteract some of the damage that the ibuprofen or, you know, whatever kind of pain. I mean, there's things that we eat every day that, you know, toxins that add toxins to the liver and kidneys. So, and it's just really good. And this one actually they actually took it out of the formula, but it had turkesterone. And we can talk about turkesterone after we finish talking, you know, about his question we got going right now. But this one had turkesterone in it too, and I feel like that would be a good supplement for him to take as well.
So yeah, I mean, he's really kind of hitting on the mental side of things. And you know, the thing is dude, it's real. And yeah, you almost sound preachy whenever you try to kind of coach people on how to get over things mentally, right? I'm not trying to sound preachy, but the best thing I can say is that if you really want it, if you really want to get stronger, you're gonna have to swallow the pride, first of all. You're not going to be what you used to be. The strength is just not going to be there. But the fitness can. There's a huge difference between strength and fitness. You know, strength is totally different than fitness and health, right? So you really, what your goal now needs to be is to be healthy, number one, and fit, number two. Strength, you'll be relatively strong. What I can say is that if you work at it, you'll be stronger than the average Joe, but you're not going to be as strong as you were in your 20s before you were busted up, you know. But you will be healthy, you will be fit, and you'll be strong. And but it's going to take a whole, and you'll feel better, dude. You'll feel so much better. I'm telling you, I swear, man. I wish we lived closer, man. I mean, we could train. You know, the thing is if you do that consistently, you'll be a new man in 6 months because you have muscle memory. Muscle memory is going to kick in, man. It's a beautiful thing. But I could show y'all, and if y'all want videos and stuff on my content on my channel, I can show y'all how to kick your own ass with 5 pounds. I could do it all day. And that's to show people. You know,
that would be some unique content because we don't see a lot of that out there.
Yeah, man. I had to build the mind first and the body. Yeah.
So
man, it's true.
So Blackbeard, are you still kind of stuck in that depression state? Or are you ready to, kind of kick off and start trying to, start training? Are you ready? Are you still stuck in that? Where are you at now? Because it sounds like you said you had to build your mind first. So I'm assuming that's past tense, so that you've kind of gotten over that hindrance. But because as far as the side of it goes, and I can relate all too well to the depression, and I've got anxiety. They say I've got ADHD, so I get really anxious. I've gotten really paranoid problems like that, and then that all can add up to depression. And and I don't, man, it's so hard to explain. Just, I mean, how do you tell somebody, oh, we lost Michael? No, where'd he go? But
Did you lose
anyway,
me?
maybe just, well, I got your, there you are. I just lost your video feed. Okay,
Oh,
here he
okay.
is. He says he's stronger mentally than ever before. Oh, I lost your video feed again. Hard
Can you
battle.
hear me though?
I can still hear you, yeah.
Okay, good, good.
Until my pride was out of the way. Okay, so you've gotten your pride out of the way. Okay, so that's really good to hear. So you're ready. You're ready. You just need to know where to start, basically. So I would do like Michael was saying, just start with something small. But I tell people that, a lot of people they're always saying, well, I wanna do this, I want to do this, but they're always putting it off. I'll start tomorrow. And I always tell them, start right now. Do it right now. If you can only do 10 push-ups, do 10 push-ups today. And then 2 days later, do 12, and then just slowly build up from something like that. Are you still there, Michael?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, I just lost your video feed. But
Oh, well.
that's what I always tell people is just start small, that kind of falls back to what we were discussing earlier about the people that are morbidly obese. If they've got a challenge in, just, oh, Michael's gone. Where'd you go? Well, hopefully he can get back in here. But what I'll tell you is, they've got to challenge themselves. And it's like I was saying earlier, they just got to get up and go to the mailbox, walk to the mailbox and back. And that's doing more than they did yesterday. As long as you're doing more than you did yesterday, you will progress. And then just slowly, it's like I was saying earlier, making small changes over time that slowly build up. And I truly believe that since you do have the muscle memory there, and I would, what Michael said, and he's way more knowledgeable than I am. I tremendously grateful to have him on my channel. This has been a fantastic show. But what he was saying about stretching, and maybe check out some beginner style yoga and go on the stretches. And as soon as you start feeling pain, so cause I'm seeing a chiropractor myself for shoulder impingement. So he says, once you start to feel pain, that's where you need to stop. So you want to go right on the stretches until you stretch until the point right before the pain starts, and then just slowly progress from there. And then that's what I think. I think just some beginner style yoga would kind of prime your body to get back into the weight lift. You could, you could lift with some weights or maybe do body weight work, but I would just make sure that you've got kind of a core foundation built up. And I feel like that's where the yoga would kick in. I don't really know. I don't know what your body style is or anything, so it's really hard to tell you where to start. I don't know. Like, are you able to do push-ups right now, or is that off limits too? I don't know what. Oh, what? Oh, there you are. Awesome.
We got
it. Were you able to hear me just now?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
So you heard what I said. Okay, now you can take over and tell him, because you know him, so I don't know where he can start off.
Well, I mean, you were guided just right. The thing is, it is going to be about starting off small and figuring out where your limitations are. First and foremost, once you get over the mental, which it seems like he has, now it's actually trying to get back into the routine. The hardest part of everything is getting started. And that's regardless if you've been a past, gym rat or not. Once you get out of routine, it's just like day one, and you have to start back again. And it's so difficult. And then especially add on top of that, the mental of what you used to be. If you were previously big and strong and buff and everything, whatever you want to call it, and then you have to start again with almost a clean slate and then a slightly broken body. Mentally, that's going to be your biggest hurdle. But I think I keep repeating it, and so is Chris here. But You know, it's really about, first of all, stretching, finding what your limitations are, then start adding resistance to it, and then start leaning on it. You don't need to go heavy. You don't need to go heavy. Don't worry about heavy. Heavy will come later, and heavy is always relative anyway. What's heavy to you is not somebody else, vice versa. Who cares? Who freaking cares? That's what I say. It doesn't matter, man. Do
Yep.
what you need to do to your body to push it to its best.
The only person you're competing with is your former self.
That's it, man. It's all you. It's all you. Keep going, man. I'm going to grab something real quick.
Okay. Thoughts of the adage, pain is weakness leaving the body while managing injuries. Okay, so pain is weakness leaving the body. That only applies to the so maybe you're doing a really tough set and you're going to failure, and your failure, that kind of pain. Now, where you're talking about joint ligament pain, things like that, that's not that's pain entering and staying in the body, basically. So the pain is weakness leaving the body. I feel like that is it more applies to pushing the limits as far as making sure you're getting a good workout in, making sure that you get that muscle fiber tore down. If you're doing endurance training, making sure that you're pushing your cardiovascular system, your nervous system past the limits. Jonathan Wright. Hey, fellas, been watching but had to switch accounts to comment. What are your thoughts for progression when you feel like you've reached your genetic potential? What's up, Black? It's Titus. Okay, so you must know Blackbeard. You guys, well, welcome to the channel, guys. And so if you've reached your genetic potential, what do you mean by that? How long have you been training, and how old are you? Because if you're the thing is, a lot of kids these days are just jumping on gear because they think they've reached their genetic potential, but their diet's not on point. You know, and not saying, and we were talking about earlier, you don't have to have a perfect diet, but you do have to know how to hit your macros, and you do have to know how to give your body the correct raw materials to recover from your workouts. So you've been training 20 years and you're 38. I would think about, I mean, me personally, I would talk to, I would go get your test levels checked. I would see what your natural testosterone production is. See, you don't have to, I mean, if you wanted to get prescribed TRT, you could order some tests and then do one shot of test and then wait 6 weeks. And then your test is going to be suppressed enough for them to do a lab that qualifies you for testosterone replacement therapy, if that's the route you want to take. But there's also things like MK677, that's a growth hormone secretagogue, and that does not suppress your natural testosterone levels. So that would be more like a PED. But if you're in, it is a PED. So if you're in any kind of tested sports or anything like that, you'll be kicked out for using PEDs. But then if you decide you don't want to go down that route, you'll still have your natural testosterone production. I actually have an entire video on MK677 because I've had, and it goes over my entire experience. If you just go through my channel, go to my channel page, go to the videos, you'll find this video. It's actually one of my best performing long form content videos. So I guess people actually liked it. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do so. But yeah, I would go ahead and I said, and you said you've been doing MMA for about 18 years. Yeah, I would go to the doctor and just tell your doctor. I just go to my general practitioner and she does my labs for me. And tell them that you want to have your testosterone levels checked. And being 38, they shouldn't give you any trouble about it. But I know my general practitioner, she's chill as hell. So she's super cool with, I mean, she doesn't care that she just wants me to be safe about the gear that I use. And, she told me once I let my, if I would just drop my, because basically I do I'm on TRT dose right now because I'm dealing with a therapist and a nurse practitioner, and I'm trying to get all that stuff in order right now. But she told me if I would just stop taking tests long enough for my levels to drop low enough so that my labs, would show, that she would give me the script. So basically, I just have to wait about 6 weeks and feeling like garbage to get the script. But I could get it, but I just haven't. I'm not looking forward to that 6 week period of having crashed testosterone levels and acne from my freaking, once you have that test imbalance, it spikes your E2, and then some people are more prone to acne than others, but that's where I would start. So you've never okay, MK677. A lot of people think it's a SARM, selective androgen modular. Okay, selective androgen receptor modulator. That's what SARMs are. But it's actually not a SARM. It's a growth hormone secretagogue. It makes your body secrete more growth hormone naturally. So, and what that's going to do is make you hungry as hell. And it's going to make you basically improve your recovery time so that you can, you'll build more muscle basically. And it's a good introductory performance enhancer in my opinion. Just make sure if you're predisposed, which if you've been doing MMA for about 18 years, I'm going to assume that your blood pressure's fine. But if you're predisposed to like hypertension or anything, I would just keep an eye on that. But yeah, if you've got any other questions about it, just I would just check out that video. I'd recommend it. I go into it really deep. And Derek from More Plates, More Dates, I don't know if you've heard of him, but More Plates, More Dates is the YouTube channel name. And that dude, he's a freaking scientist. He might as well wear a lab coat because he knows his stuff, man. He really does. He breaks down. I mean, the level of knowledge that guy has is just beyond. Like you think, Jim Bro, like, cause he's swole. They call him Lord Delts because he's got freaking cannonballs on his shoulders. But people always think, that Gym Bros are dumb. But Derek is okay, so you do know Derek. He says Derek is great. Yeah, Derek is. He really is. He just hit 1 million subscribers, and I'm really proud and happy for him. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got videos on MK. I know Coach Greg has videos on MK, and I do as well, covering my experience. But I would, think about doing that because MK doesn't suppress your natural testosterone levels. That way, if you feel like, okay, this isn't for me, then you're not going to have to worry about doing the post-cycle therapy and, but maybe, if you want to go that route, I would get my natural testosterone levels checked first. Just see where you're at. I mean, just getting the blood work done, that you're not dedicating to anything, just getting your blood work done. So that's what I would do first.
So Blackbeard, he had a question about max results. What time of day should he work out?
Doesn't matter, bro. Just get the gains in. Doesn't matter at all. Whenever you feel the best, whenever you feel this, for me, it's usually in about middle of the day. Some people, they wake up and the first thing they want to do is go to the gym, but you don't have to get up at 6 a.m. and go to the gym every day to get better results. It's just whenever you have the most energy, you have the most motivation, you feel like you're going to get a good workout in. So like for me, it's usually when my old lady gets back from work, because I work from home. So she works at Walmart right now. So when she gets off around 3 or 4, that's usually when I go to the gym. So yeah, just whenever.
Yeah, there's no golden hour.
Yeah. The main thing is just being consistent with it. And that's Michael's thing. So. Oh boy. Man, it's been a great show. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah, man.
It's really awesome. Well, I
have
have to do some more.
Yeah,
I would love to find a way to live stream that challenge, that fitness challenge, like that, either that Statham workout or there's tons of them. There's tons. That Jason Statham workout video I did. That was only one of the 5 workouts that they had laid out on that website. So, okay, calorie counting. Okay, so for counting calories, a lot of things that people forget about are to count the calories of your like dressings, dipping sauces, stuff like that. People also don't will forget to count their drinks, like sodas or, tea or whatever you're drinking that has calories. But I've been talking. I've been doing a lot of talking. I'm going to let Michael do some talking.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to calorie counting, honestly, like you said, it's about making sure you're counting all the calories, right? If you're going to do that, then make sure you're catching them all. It's easy to forget about, like what Chris said about the dipping sauces or your drinks, but really, for the most part, if you're on a good diet, really mostly what you're going to be drinking is water. At least in my case, that's what I mostly drink. But if you're like a heavy soda drinker, then I mean, you're going to have to figure out you're going to either have to tell yourself you're going to have to be okay with the calories and the sugars that come with real soda, or you're going to have to be okay with drinking, 0-calorie stuff, but it's sugar substitute and whatever cancers and stuff they do. It's just going to have to be a risk you're willing to take. There's always a risk to benefit ratio. You got to figure it out. But calorie counting, to me, I'll tell you, honestly, I don't count them. I also do. I'm also very realistic, and I'll tell everybody who gripes about weight or this, that, and the other, that it's 100% about calories in, calories out, 100%. But I just make sure that again, I said it before, I make sure that I'm on an 80-20 rule, man. 80% of the time I know I'm clean, so the other 20% I don't even sweat, so I don't count the calories. Now, if I start to see, my body changing like I don't want to, then I can easily zero in on what I've done. I don't have to count calories to do that. But if you want to get strict about it, then yes, you have to make sure that you know exactly what you're putting in your mouth at all times, and you cannot forget the little things. You got to count those calories because they'll get away from you, and then over a day you don't notice it, but over a week it starts to compound, and over a month, heck, you've consumed thousands of calories you didn't even know you had, so you wonder why you still got a little bit of a belly, and you're like, what the heck's going on here?
Yeah.
You don't want to frustrate yourself. So,
I know for me, like, I counted my calories for a while, and it definitely works because the way your body works, just picture food as energy. Food and whatever you're consuming, just picture it as energy. If you consume too much energy, your body stores it as body fat. So whenever you eat less energy than your calorie maintenance, your energy maintenance, then your body has to use your stored energy, which is your body fat, as energy. So the main thing for me is once I got used to it, you can kind of just tell, like, how much you've eaten, throughout the day. I'm sure that's what you do, Michael, right? Because like you say, you don't count your calories. Like you can just kind of tell, I mean, if you've eaten 6,000 calories in a day, because you're going to feel like you're bloated. For me, that's how I am anyway. I feel like nowadays I don't really count them anymore because you can just look in the mirror. But what I did was I counted my calories. I was doing a weekly regimen. So I would say, how many calories to eat per week. So and then break that down. So that way, if I ate too many calories on one day, and for me, it was always eating too little calories because I'm always trying to gain weight. So my metabolism is ridiculous. But if I ate too many or too little the day before, I can compensate it over the next 2 days. And that way I still hit my weekly calorie mark, because as long as it all comes down to how much energy you're putting into your body and how much energy your body is using. So 80, sorry, I got still black band. But yeah, it's like he said, I feel like if you're just getting back into training, the thing about it is that okay, I'm gonna answer this question after I get finished this point. The biggest thing about it is when you grow muscle, I don't know if like if you're maybe overweight or not, but when you grow muscle, so you're getting back into training, your muscle memory is it's gonna kick in and you're gonna get muscle mass back. So the more muscle mass you have, the higher your metabolism is, because your body has to use energy to support that muscle mass. So for every pound of muscle mass you gain, the higher your calorie maintenance goes. So I wouldn't even worry about the calorie counting thing until you get your training down, because you might find that your training is, But if you're like me and you know that you need to hit a certain energy mark just to have the raw materials for your body to recover properly and build the muscle that you're trying to build, like if you're, ectomorphic like I am, I score very high on the ecto scale and not very high. I score very low on the endo scale. But so what do we got? Thoughts on energy drinks? Yeah, I use energy drinks almost as a pre-workout, full throttle. I don't say every workout, but I use them personally. I don't think that, as long as you're, drinking plenty of water to keep it flushed out, I think they're fine. Those new ones though, the Bangs, they had the ones with what's the other one? Rain, the one that Thor is advertising. Too much caffeine, dude. It had my blood pressure way too high. But yeah, I think energy drinks are fine as long as you are compensating with water and train. I use them as a pre-workout.
So let me add in on this, Chris. So
For sure.
that question actually cracks me up, and the reason why it cracks me up is because just last night I was preaching to this fool about this, and that's what makes it funny. So energy drinks. He asked this question on purpose to get a rise out of me. So it's a personal choice, but you have to understand the risk involved. Okay. So I think it's a must. And I think generally speaking, we just a people, as a society, we don't look at energy drinks as a threat. They're nothing. They're not a threat. You have to know. You have to know that they are not good for you. And so, and I only know that just from being in cardiovascular work for 20 years now, right?
Yeah.
So I see the actual effects. I'm not just talking out my ass and not have no clue of what, an end result looks like. But, when you hear these stories of people having heart attacks because they drank an energy drink, that's a little bit of hyperbole, but at the same time, I mean, they're truths, and these are risks involved with consuming energy drinks. First and foremost, energy drinks are marketed all wrong anyway. There's no such thing as an energy drink.
Right.
Energy comes from food and your diet. There's no drink with energy in it. What energy that they're claiming is your energy is the caffeine, right? To get your heart pumping, get you motivated, get you focused. We all know caffeine does have those effects. That's why it's very effective in your pre-workouts and whatnot. But you have to really be careful about energy drinks. Now, having one, Blackbeard, is fine, but you can't have multiples in a day and expect to have a good result, I should say, right? I don't wish any bad on nobody, but the risk is real of a heart attack. The risk is real of a heart attack. Let's be very, very clear. So you got to be careful how much caffeine you're taking in. Me personally, I do a pre-workout, but I do a caffeine-free pre-workout. Now, those who do regular pre-workouts know the pre-workout I love that has caffeine in it is Explode. I use that for many, many years. It's great. And I don't deter people from it. But if you're just asking the question, just pure and simple, what are thoughts on energy drinks? I think they're dangerous because I think they're dangerous because
I didn't mean to come across as they're just fine. I mean, I just feel like a lot of people use pre-workout and, a lot of the pre-workouts are neck and neck with just regular energy drinks. I feel like, John Meadows has that, or it's, what was his Granite supplements. They have that pre-workout that has a meal peptide in it. It's the caffeine free, the stem free pre-work. I've been wanting to order that, but I still haven't gotten it because when we talked, I told you, we had talked about the high blood pressure when I was using the Trenbolone, and my blood pressure was 180 over one. It actually got up as high as 185 over 110 at one point. I just didn't have a picture of it. But he recommended that a meal peptide, the Vasodrive, and that's actually in that stem-free pre-workout. And I still haven't gotten up to, I haven't gotten to order it. But
so your standard cup of coffee, right? Your standard cup of coffee which most all of us drink coffee every now and again. You know, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I still drink a coffee every now and again. Your standard cup of coffee is going to have your caffeine levels are going to be like around from 100, I'd say about 150 to 200 milligrams of caffeine in a standard cup of coffee. So just take that as your balance, right? Because most of us drink coffee, I mean, but not everybody drinks just a bunch of energy drinks. But you can equate that. So you can say, okay, if I drink about a cup of coffee a day, then okay, if I take this energy drink, you want to take about that much caffeine in, where it's about a cup of coffee or a cup and a half of coffee. When you go beyond that, when you're drinking multiple cups of coffee in a day, I'm not going to tell you that it's healthy. I'm never going to tell you that it's healthy, but I'm never going to scoff at you for it. I mean, it's your choice, but caffeine, man, it wreaks havoc on the body. And if nothing else, so it harms the body in excess. And then it also, it creates a true addiction. So you have to be careful about that, because then when you go to stop, you have genuine DTs just like you would with any other street drug.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Well, what do you think, though, as far as doing cardio to kind of combat the negative effects of caffeine? Because I know I drink, like I said, I use the full throttle. That one has half caffeine of Rain and Bang, and that's specifically why I use that energy drink, because it's like half the stimulants of those Rain and Bangs. And these college kids, dudes, they're drinking 3 of those fuckers a day, and
they bang them, dude.
4 a week, but I try to do cardio and stuff, and just try to combat that. So as from your background, how do you think that doing cardio does help combat the negative side effects of the caffeine?
Honestly, no. Cardio, if anything, can exacerbate it. If you've got too much in your system and it can't handle it. And what I mean by that is, cardio, okay, it's almost like, it's a loaded question. It's a two-parter really, but from the standpoint of cardiovascular health, yes, doing your cardio will absolutely make your cardiovascular system healthier and be able to sustain more of that caffeine in your system. You got a healthier cardiovascular system, you can handle it. You got an unhealthy cardiovascular system, you can't. So I'll answer that part first and say, yes, cardio does help in that fashion. But where it exacerbates it is that if you already have a stimulant on board, and then you stress the body naturally on top of it, that's a double stress. It just is what it is. Now, I know that we all take our pre-workouts that have stimulants in them. And because the caffeine helps you focus, that's why it makes the workout just awesome. Like we feel jacked, we're locked in, and we're nailing it, And so that's where that focus comes from. That's why there's no placebo effect with these things. That's real. But if you get into a position where you have too much caffeine in the system and then you add on top of it the stress, that's when you have a huge problem. And so taking pre-workout, that's not a big deal. It's not going to hurt you. That's not going to do it. It's if you take a pre-workout and then during your workout you're slamming down a couple of Bang energy drinks, problem.
Yeah.
Well,
then, I definitely knew they weren't good for me. My doctor, she's like, because I was drinking those the Bang energy drinks, and she was like, basically, stop dating them. She's like, get away from that. She saw how my blood pressure was up. But I knew that I needed to get away from them, but I don't know. I felt like it becomes a routine almost. It's just, on the way to the gym, stop and get a full throttle, and drink it on the way there, and then just, hop in. I always I usually get on the stationary and do just like 10 minutes of warm up cardio, and then I'd go do my workout, just kind of, and then I would do cardio afterward on some days. But yeah, I definitely need to get away from it. I want to get that stim-free pre-workout. I really do.
Give it a shot, man. You really might like it. The thing about my experience with pre-workouts there's 2 things about a pre-workout that I like. The caffeine, of course, because it does help you focus. Because I do realize that whenever I took that away, I lost that feeling. But the second thing is, I don't know about you, but there's an ingredient in there. I believe it's like, oh crap, don't get me lying. I just had a brain freeze. But anyway, there's an ingredient in there that actually, to me, it gives me the side effect is tingling skin. And a lot of people have it. And I don't know if you've ever felt it when you take a pre-workout, you get a
Is it the
tingling
beta
feeling.
alanine?
There you go.
Is that what?
And so,
Yeah, beta alanine. Yeah.
And so you get the tingling skin. I like that feeling. Some people hate it. Some people, I can't deal with it. They'll go to a different pre-workout. But it's almost like when that feeling kicks in, like I know I'm in, I'm ready to go. And so I just, then it helps my workout. So as far as I'm concerned, from a pre-workout standpoint, those are the two things that I look for. So I just eliminate the caffeine myself because I already know that I'm going to stress the cardiovascular system enough. I don't care to have the caffeine, but I'm not against it. I'll tell you right now, if I had some NO Explode in the pantry, I'd go take it. Stuff is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with me, because I mean, I try to, I want to stick around for my kid as long as possible. So I mean,
Yeah,
every little thing adds up. But I just saw this. He said, I've actually seen guys loaded their energy drinks with pre-workout powders. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There are those people dry scooping all the TikTok trends and the people, man, dude. Yeah, that's but we got another question. Thoughts on BCAAs? I'll let you go first.
Nah, don't worry about
them. Essential amino acids. So like, what are those? ECAs. Basically, they're a waste of money, dude. Just
it's
eat
a
healthy.
waste of money. Yeah,
just
it's total waste of money.
And that's same thing for test boosters and things like that. Like, unless you have a natural hint, like if you've got a pre-existing condition that's causing your testosterone to be naturally low, they might do something. But test boosters, just another waste of cash. Don't waste your money on that either. So
100%. BCAA is the same thing. Here's the thing. So I hate to discourage people completely when it comes to that, because there's nothing unhealthy, right, about taking a BCAA. Nothing at all. It's not going to affect you negatively. So if it only affects you positively, then by all means. But what I try to tell people is, I need you to understand, it's not doing anything for you. It's nothing but a placebo effect, rather. You're going to get all what you need out of your diet. But if you feel like you need it, take it, dude. Because, how many times have you missed, I don't know about you, Chris, but how many times have you missed your pre-workout accidentally on the way to the gym? You're rushing out the door and you feel like, oh man, my workout's going to suck today. And your workout actually sucks because you've told yourself that mentally. So now you're screwed. Well, that to me, a pre-workout to me really is a placebo effect. It lets me know I've got something going, I'm ready to go. Because ultimately I could get my pre-workout. It's not going to affect my overall body composition. It's not going to affect my lift. It's not.
Right.
It just enhances it. It just gets you in the zone.
Yeah. I don't use the full throttles like every workout by any means, because I don't like to not be able to work out without something. I hate to have that dependency, so I definitely do go in, and I think a good pre-workout is doing cardio. Do just something, or just hop on and hop on the stationary like I do the row machine, just whatever cardio you want to do, hop on the treadmill. It doesn't matter. But just get that's the best pre-workout to me, because it loosens your body, it gets your body primed to actually, lift some weights.
100%. Yeah. I mean, if you want to skip it all together and just do cardio, that's your pre-workout right there. But again, a lot of these things come into play when you're talking about like a fitness journey over a lifetime, because you're talking about a fitness lifestyle, not just a fad, right? If you want to just do something real quick in the gym and get your pump on, and you just fall off, then whatever, that's your choice. But if you want a fitness lifestyle, it's about finding these little tips and tricks for your own self and your own body and your mind that work. So whatever gets the motor running, by all means, keep going. So use cardio as a pre-workout, fantastic. Use a pre-workout as your pre-workout, it's fantastic. Use BCAAs, I don't care, all this stuff, none of this stuff hurts you. You know, I only
Right.
have a problem whenever things come into play that are actually going to be unhealthy for you. Then I'm going to
Right.
let you know, and then you can still do them, and it's your choice. But at least you have the knowledge. You shouldn't be ignorant to the fact. You know, I'm still ignorant to a million things. I love learning new stuff every day about fitness and about the body and how to, how to hone it in a little better. But so
Definitely.
I'm only
You
trying to
know, I've
give the
learned
same
a bunch.
advice back.
I've learned a bunch just from this show that we've done just now. But yeah, as far as the BCAAs, some people it actually they make the drink, like mix them up in a drink, not the pill form, and it helps them stay hydrated because they like to have something in their water. They don't like drinking plain water. So if it helps you stay hydrated and
Right.
drink more water, then by all means take them. But you don't need them. That's basically.
Mm-mm.
But
Nope.
yeah, my kid's back there hollering, man. But this has been a great show, and it's been a privilege to have you on,
Yeah,
uh,
man.
have you on the show, man. And if you'd like to do a show like this on your channel or whatever you want to do, I don't really know. I want to say you might be able to download this file, but if not, I'll figure out a way to get it sent to you if you want to chop it up and edit
Cool.
it or do something with it. That way you can put it
Yeah.
on your channel. But to everybody watching, thank you guys. If you're watching on the replay, I appreciate everybody for watching. I know it's been a bit of a long show, but we just had some really good topics going. So
Yeah, man.
really, I'd go another hour if I could. I got to deal with the kiddo. So
I hear
we're
you.
going to have to kind of say our farewells. But thanks to everybody for being active in the chat. And there'll be more content coming soon. We're going to figure out some kind of challenge or something like that we're going to do, right? And
Oh yeah.
yeah, we'll keep you guys entertained. I assure you. Just don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I appreciate you having me on, man. So appreciate everybody stopping by. Appreciate you having me on. Everybody come take a look at my channel. I've got some good content. Take a look at Chris's stuff. I mean, all y'all know, I mean, we're a couple of dads here, but we've
Yeah,
got some knowledge to share. And I think it would behoove a lot of people to listen. We're not claiming to be all knowing, but
no,
we do know a few things.
no, we're just sharing our perspective, our own personal experience. Like we said before, everybody's different. Everybody's going to develop their own experience as far as the fitness journey goes. But Michael's channel will be linked. I think it's like the first link in the description below. So if you guys didn't already, go down and make sure to subscribe to his channel as well. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Chris. Y'all have a good one.
All right, thanks, guys.